Hey everybody, this is a video made to implement armor, mainly UMA armor, into UMMORPG. And we're going to start off by adding the two windows that are most important to this project. The UMA Global Library. So we're going to drag that over here. Don't mind my setup. I don't use this space much, and if I do, then I expand the window. Then we're going to add the UMA slot builder. I'm going to drag that up here. So first off, I've made a folder and I put my things in here. One thing I want to point out is that in Blender, actually not even in Blender, just in the game, period, there are no textures, there are no dual-sided textures. Everything's one-sided. So if you build something that looks like it's dual-sided and it's not, like you can see here, it's just single-sided, then you'll see right through it. Um, the other thing is you'll see here these feet. Here's a foot option and here's the leg option. So this mesh covers two spots. So jumping back in, we're going to start off by opening up the blend file, which you don't need to export it. Just throw the blend file in and Unity pretty much takes care of it, so that's great. Blender's come a very long way. So we're going to drag the shoulders up to slot mesh. And for only material, we're going to pick diffuse, normal, specular, and occlusion. Um, at least this is the side that works for me. Then we're going to open up a folder where we want things to go to. Then we're going to select these three. One thing to pay attention to is the slot assist over here. We're at 124 and we should be reaching 125. So we're going to create the slot here. So now we're at 125, so the UMA Global Library is able to see it. We're going to go down to our newly formed folder, and we're going to first work the overlay. Also, we're going to click Inspector so that we don't get lost. So you'll see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to put in the number 4 here. And I didn't prepare anything for each type of texture here. I just got the UV layout, which is my blueprint that I work on. So we're going to drag the shoulders up the shoulder. We're going to throw that thing in there. And overlay. One thing I like to do is I like to lock windows when dragging things a few times, which saves you so much headache on a whole bunch of things. So this window's locked. We're just going to span those slots to get rid of the error. We're going to unlock the window, then we're going to move down to the slot here. There's not much really changing here. I won't be going into render assets yet, but for the most part, we don't really touch this. We just look around just to make sure there's no errors. Then we move up to the recipe. The recipe is the main thing that we'll be messing with. So recipe, we're going to name the slot. This goes in a shoulder slot. It doesn't suppress anything. As we can see here, we have the textures in. You can change colors in there too if you want to. So we're not gonna mess around with these because I believe high base slots. Or we add something in, for example, shoulders. Well, it's not giving me the option here, but it does for feet. So from here, we're just gonna double check everything, make sure there's nothing weird popping up. Male and male DCS. These are the two types that'll wear it. Then we're going to go down to equipment because if we place it anywhere else, we'll have a hash error. So UMMORPG items, equipment. I'm going to put big letters here and do the usual. Click everything. We're going to give it a quick sprite. Oh, this is the important part here. Whenever you make something for one but not the other, or not the other just yet, what you do is you select the placeholder, because I believe it either crashes or causes problems doing this. And we're going to name the slot that it goes into. You don't have to put in a game object. I don't even think that's necessary at this point. Now, because we've done everything we can here, instead of moving on, I'm going to suggest that we make a new asset. We're going to make feet. And the reason I want to do that quickly is because once you've already populated the list with things, then it only takes a few seconds to get things going. All right, so we're back at this folder. We're going to go back to slot builder, and we're going to make feet because we have feet 2 here. I think they should be called sabatons, but I didn't name them in time. So we're going to select the feet here, drag it up to slot mesh, and on the end here, we're going to switch shoulders for feet. And we'll create a slot. And we're going to shrink this and drag feet to feet. Now, feet is going to be a little different because feet, as we've seen before, it hides the feet and it hides the legs. So we're going to go to UMA, miscellaneous, mesh hide asset. And because it touches two things, we're going to add in 2 mesh hide assets. I'm going to name it that's naming convention I prefer. So what we're going to do is we're going to select what we would like to hide first. So we're hiding the feet here. So male, feet, never select the guide, just the feet. Male, legs. So the recorder stopped. So we're gonna select the feet because we're gonna hide that first. So we select the male feet, then we're gonna select the male legs because we hide that as well. And then we'll go into begin editing, save and continue. Now what it does is it brings up the legs for well first the feet. Lock the window so you can move the slot here up to here. So it shows you what things should look like. You can do a select all. That'll pretty much hide the feet for you and save and continue. Then we're going to go over to hide two, then edit from there. Again, lock the window, slide the feet slot to here. Then another trick is you can select this, which will pretty much select everything that it sees that it's touching, which isn't that bad. Sometimes it misses things. So you just have to go in and select some stuff or deselect. These are the parts that are sticking outside of the mesh or that are very close to it. I was hoping to make this video less than 10 minutes, but once you get this process, then you can literally do it in like 3 or less. So now that's hidden. We're going to save and return. I'm going to shoot over to recipes and we're going to put feet slot. Now because everything's hidden with the mesh asset, the hide asset, we don't need to really mess around with these too much. Unless you're going to do something ridiculous like make a full body mesh that's one piece. Well, then at that point it's up to you. So we're going to put in the two hide assets, lock the window and drag them. I unlocked my window and we're hiding feet. So far everything looks good to me. Oh, forgot the overlay. If you don't fill in the overlay, everything crashes. So I just want to give you guys a heads up on that one. Or rather, it crashes back to the editor if you select play. Oh, looks like everything's good to go. So we're gonna hit play. Now, if you just decided to select a robe or something that'll pretty much cover up and suppress body slots and such as your starter armor, or you have anything that does this, you might run into some conflictions. I haven't sorted those out yet since those aren't things that I actually had to deal with. At least I'm not making any ropes or anything. Oh, gotta add them into the alchemist. Looks like got a null reference or something. Find out what after this. Excuse me. So you can see how it works here. Nothing's poking out. Oh my goodness, I hate the underwear. So from here, just a quick thing. It looks a little strange just because the shoulders are slunk in, but clavicle pushed back. I don't know why, but knowing these things, you can actually go into Blender and adjust them, or just get different animations. So with that, that's how you use the hide assets, and that's how you import armor into UMA for UMMORPG. This is also on the 3.8 builds, 179. All right, guys, have a good one.